The Lakers coming through the tunnel with swagger. This looks like a team that's all set to go to work here at home. Welcome, everyone, to Noche NBA. A Latin theme is the backdrop to tonight's festivities. In this game, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Los Angeles Lakers here in Staples Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here and check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. You take a look at Los Angeles. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, Minnesota just need to take it a game at a time.
And when I look at the Lakers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Well, this is their goal. There's no doubt about that. For what many expected of them so far, they have not.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Kevin, good evening. Karl Anthony Towns is certainly the franchise player now for the Timberwolves. Cat said, "You lead by action and you lead by words. I'm more of the action guy. When things get tough, I've got to be the guy that leads the charge." Kevin, he knows his role and he knows his place atop the Wolves franchise.
Knows it very well, D.A. Thank you so much. Greg, too early to start talking about MVP for this year? We're mid-season?
We've gotten to a point now where we start talking MVP at the start of the season. Yeah, right. People just love to talk sports at this point, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual awards out there. I think you can make a case and sway some opinions with your play this time of year, but I like to let it all play out before I start focusing on that.
Things can change in a hurry, can't they, in a season?
Yes, they can.
Like you say, let it play out. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Ntilikina out there with Beasley. Then there's McDaniels. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 3. And for the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma is out there with Davis. And it's LeBron James. Then it's Montrezl Harrell. And it's Dort in at the 2 spot. Hernan Gomez kicks to Beasley. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Doris, Malik Beasley, no stranger to the entertainment business. His parents and his grandfather are all accomplished actors.
Yes, but his father also played basketball professionally. Malik with so much talent. Now he's looking for his role to grow, and he's got the kind of heart and toughness to go make it happen.
Second free throw, no good. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. Harrell dishes to James. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, I'll tell you, if you work as hard as LeBron James, as he did in that instance, he's a physical force inside. That's going to be his shot every time.
Over to the left wing. Here's McDaniels, and good that time.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Kuzma. Off target from outside. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Beasley, the pass to Ntilikina. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Beasley outside. Towns.
And Doris, the offense is there for Towns. That's obvious. But how does he improve defensively?
Well, you make a great point. Number one, he's always carried such a heavy burden offensively. Remember, this is a big guy, actually size 20 feet. So quickness laterally has always been an issue. For me, it's about one thing. Know your personnel and play smart angles, and that should help immensely.
Kicks it out to LeBron. Fires for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And here's Beasley. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis. Passes to Ntilikina. Five on the clock. Now here's Kuzma. 9 points last game out. James kicks to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
A terrific leaper with incredible height. Davis is a dunk machine.
Timberwolves trail. Pass to Hernangomez. Beasley left side. There's the screen. Outside, Towns. From outside the arc, it's hauled in by LeBron. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
To the inside, and Towns throws it down.
Well, leaving no doubt on that one, the explosiveness of Cat.
James against Beasley. The drive by James.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Here's Ntilikina. He's coming off a 10-point game against Memphis. And the pass to Towns. That shot off. And the Lakers take it the other way. Here he goes. Pass to Dort. Jacks up a three. That shot is off. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Beasley dishes to Towns. Now Hernangomez. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's a whistle. That goes on Hernangomez. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Montrezl Harrell.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Lopez with the block.
Well, Lopez twice on the pipes. He has the length to do this every time on the defensive end.
Beasley outside. With the fadeaway. The Timberwolves again can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. They get it back. Here's McGee. Can't cash in from close range.
Unbelievable. He blew that look, guys. No clue what went wrong there.
Here's Noel. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
The Lakers trail. It's Allen on the wing. Lets it go with a three. Nailed from three-point land.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Pass to Noel. And it's sent back by Howard.
There's a reason Dwight Howard has so many all-defensive teams to his credit. Good night with the block.
It's tipped. And they're pushing it up. Noel, no good. Lakers have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Caruso, and there it is for him. We've got 33 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Noel. 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. And pushing it up. Here's... Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
Any coach loves Dwight Howard running to the rim and back. This is just beautiful work by the big man.
Beasley with it. They need this, and that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And so the first quarter is in the books. Los Angeles on top, leading by 6. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And speaking with Karl Anthony Towns earlier, he was asked about how the team approaches defensive adjustments.
For us defensively, we stay very disciplined to what we say we want to do. Don't change, never waver from what our game plan is. We should be fine.
So they want to devise, Greg, a strategy, come in and impose their will.
And that's what they want to do, but the reality is the best teams in the league know how to adapt.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
They've got LeBron James. Anthony Davis is out there with Morris. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Rivers in the shooting guard position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Don't give LeBron James a lane to the hoop because he will be ruthless in his attack. He takes advantage anytime he sees daylight.
Here's Ntilikina. No points in the game yet for him. Left side, Towns. And it's sent back by Morris.
Well, the tools, the instincts to do this on a more regular basis are certainly there for Markieff Morris. He gets every bit of that one.
Rivers can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 8. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Ntilikina passes to Towns. Over LeBron. And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got 7 points in the game. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Towns, a screen on James. He takes it in.
This is critical to Ntilikina's development. Nice drive right there.
Lakers leading by 6. On the wing, James. He's got 10. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Ntilikina kicks to Hernan Gomez. Pass to Ntilikina. There's the lob to Towns. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
And taking a look now at the stats for Towns. He's been dominant over the last month, averaging 22 points per, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Lakers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And the dunk by James.
Well, at this point, with LeBron rolling, the #1 goal on every possession, get it to the king.
Timberwolves trail by 10. The pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Noel. Now here's Towns. He's defended by Hill. Pocket 6. A wide open shot from Hernan Gomez. Off target with his 3. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to Memphis. James finds Davis. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul. Hernan Gomez against LeBron. Dishes it to Rivers. For the 3. Hangs. And that's 2 points on the layup. Davis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Lakers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Passes it to Ntilikina. Here's Noel. Just 5 to shoot. McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Well, as soon as you recognize a size mismatch, you have to attack.
Los Angeles with some changes. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Austin Rivers. And Allen subbed in for James. And then for Minnesota, Lopez comes in for McDaniels. And it's Malik Beasley in for Frank Ntilikina. Right side Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Timberwolves trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Drives to the hoop. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. The Lakers #1.
Are just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
And he makes the first. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Okogie. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Hernangomez in the corner. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Pass to Dort. Over Beasley. Harrell trying to free himself up. Here's Davis. No good on that one. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. 1:58 left in the first half. Beasley right side. Hernangomez against Davis. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Hernangomez. It's Davis on the wing. Hernangomez covering. Nice move. And it's Davis laying it in. Davis has got 10.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Hernangomez against Davis.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. 52 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Shots good by Noel.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Caldwell Pope for three. It's hauled in by Noel. The pass to Okogie. Over Allen. Misses off the right eye. Los Angeles leading by 10. Pass to Davis. Over Lopez. And it's sent back by Lopez. Passes it to Noel. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 9 points in the game so far.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Dort. Allen for the three. And that does it for the first half of play. Lakers lead by 8. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Brooke. Where is this team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Smiles on your face, Brooke. Thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Coming in on the heels of a whopping performance in their last game, he's had no let-up in that fire here tonight. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
The story has been the versatility of Giannis, has the ability to dominate in every statistical, mephistical, ballistical category. He's the gold standard for the positionless basketball.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. It's been a clinic out there by James.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
On the court for Minnesota, they've got Karl Anthony Towns, Ntilikina out there with Malik Beasley. Then there's McDaniels, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the small forward. Here's Towns. That shot misses. Great D that time from Harrell.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Oh, that's unbelievable. LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Ntilikina looking it over. Towns for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Towns has got 10 points.
On the catch and shoot, just so relaxed. Almost looks like Towns is playing a game of force out there.
LeBron passes to Dort. But they'll get another chance. And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Dort passes to Kuzma. There's the 3. Kept alive. Here's Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
In offensive rebounding, really all about hustle. And with Davis, that's hardly ever in question.
Here's Ntilikina. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And here's Beasley. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Now we get a chance to check out LeBron James. His last 10 games have been exceptional. Second in scoring, and he's right there among the most efficient scorers in our league. 3rd overall in field goal percentage.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will. 2nd best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate.
And LeBron makes that insane dribble move look so effortless. What a showman he is.
So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for Minnesota. Down by 12. Left side, Towns. Over Harrell. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Timberwolves trail by 12. When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role. Tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets. And he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball. And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Timeout called the Lakers. Greg, so many people know your story. Born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people you know has its pros and cons.
Right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Ntilikina may not be the prototypical lead guard, but he puts it on time and on time.
Oh! Wow. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And now we're 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter of play. Pass to McDaniels. Towns, a screen on Kuzma. Here's McDaniels. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. LeBron's got 4 rebounds in this game. He kicks it to McGee. Back to LeBron. From 7. Count it. LeBron's got the lead up to 14 now for Los Angeles.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now the pass to Towns. Shoots over McGee. 6 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Here's Reed. Off target from three-point range.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Kuzma kicks to McGee. Here's Ntilikina, and the dunk by Towns.
Unbelievable. That's the big cat. So fluid at the center position.
On the wing, James. Covered by Beasley. Pass to Dort. Launches it. Minnesota with the rebound.
Boy, you can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Howard. Rebounded by McGee.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Lays it up off the glass. James has got 11 here in this quarter alone.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Morris is checked in for Dwight Howard. The 2K leaderboard is on the screen now to reveal the dominant scores in the NBA over the last month. 5th on the list, LeBron James.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
Here's Ntilikina. Hits it from three-point range. Ntilikina's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, this is what they want from Ntilikina. Come with an aggressive attitude and be confident.
Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. 1:49 left here in the third quarter. Passes it to Okogie. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Noel. Fires the three. Rebound by JaVale McGee. McGee's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The drive by James, and James throws it down.
Guys, that's just superior strength by James. Even when the defense roughs him up, he's more than capable of playing through them. It's amazing.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Los Angeles.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Now, the other thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint. Plenty of their points coming from close range.
Here's Ntilikina. He's got 5. Takes a 3. Reed misses.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
James. Bucket is good. James has got 32 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Kuzma outside. Beyond the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. Kuzma's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, and his shot selection iffy at best tonight. A lot of forced, contested shots this game. He'll be lucky if he just gets a talking to here instead of a ticket to the bench.
He gets that one.
Ntilikina's reach and athleticism is absolutely a factor inside. He can score it in there, make no mistake.
Here's LeBron. Here's Morris. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
There's the pass to Okogie. Just 5 on the clock. The shot, no good. Kuzma with the defensive effort. Got it off in time, and that one released in time, but no good. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. Back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Anthony Davis. He's out there with Kyle Kuzma. Montrezl Harrell is out there with LeBron James. And it's Dort in at the 2. Here's Ntilikina. James covering. Basket good. Lakers leading by 21. Now here's James. Here's Dort. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Ntilikina. Towns in the corner. The 3-pointer off the mark. The Lakers shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. Beasley with the steal. Pass to Ntilikina. And here's Towns. Tries again. Rebound the Lakers. James has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
You know, Doris, I've heard some experts say, you look at the 6-foul limit, the NBA is basically the only sports that take stars off the floor. Doris, what would you think if they just tacked on an extra free throw instead?
Kevin, I absolutely hate the idea. The best defensive teams at any level of basketball guard at a high level without fouling. There's the drama aspect of a player being in foul trouble, either at the start of the game or down the stretch. It has an impact on strategy. It's something that I'm a traditionalist on. I think the 6-foul rule should remain in the game.
It's good.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff, partner. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Towns, a screen on James. Passes to Towns. Over Harrell. And that one hits back iron.
This guy has not been a factor at all in this quarter, and it has hurt the team.
And there's the call on James. That's his first foul. Ray, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and what was like go on the floor to what we're seeing now, when there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend. And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. Eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in essence, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man, and these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender. Beasley finds Hernan Gomez. Right side Towns, knocked loose, out to the right wing. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his third foul of the game. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Here's Howard. Up and in on the layup.
The coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Beasley, the pass to Bielitsa. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket. And with the frequency of three-point shots skyrocketing, Greg, does the drastic change concern you? And should something be done to lessen the dependence these teams have on threes?
It's crazy. I mean, we're starting to see teams take more threes than twos. Some have said maybe limit fouls on three-pointers to only 2 free throws. That might eliminate some of the flopping on those long-range attempts, but I really feel like this is the evolution of the game, and that three is going to be vital.
Here's Noel. They set the pick. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
So he gets them both. For Los Angeles, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And there's the foul. We're going Alex Caruso. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Count that one. Noel's got 4 points in the quarter.
This is what we call highly efficient play, working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Rivers kicks to Caruso. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Here's Vanderbilt. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. Certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA, in basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. There's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them.
Listen, we know Dwight Howard is on the back 9 of his career, but he can still be valuable. This guy is capable of a double-double every night.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
and this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for LeBron.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
He's off on the first. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And stolen by Howard. Here's Caruso. It's blocked. Here's Okogie. Pass to Vanderbilt. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, you know, before we started the game, you know, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. You know, we trying to stop a lot of their actions, and, you know, our biggest focus for the game was guard the ball. That's what we did coming out of that timeout and never looked back.
And it led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.